Hello? Hello? Okay, let's see if this one will work. That means that I won't have my fancy camera to be able to do anything. Um, uh, yeah, not my favorite way to use this, but hopefully this works this time though. I'm not sure. On my end, it's showing that the volume is working this time, but I'm not positive. So if you are here and you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me, please. So since I have to do it off of YouTube directly, I cannot hook up my phone for watching my machine stitch. So thank you. So I won't be able to hook up my phone to my machine. So sorry. I turned on, I connected everything that I was supposed to, and my volume wouldn't work. So we're just gonna have to go with this and hope for the best. So right now I'm just pressing some fabric. And also my beeper on my machine isn't working today either, so I have to keep a little bit of a closer eye on it so it doesn't scare me when it pops open. So right now all I'm doing is pressing my fabrics so that then I can put on the not the stabilizer, oh no, I forgot what it's called. Interfacing, that word. Okay, so I've got those done. Now I just need to cut up some interfacing. So I'm going to put you guys down here so you can see what I'm doing. I'll try and show you as best I can of what I'm doing. It's hard when I don't have my extra camera. So we'll try our best. So I need to cut some interfacing. This is smashed up against that. I hope everyone is doing well today. I mostly got on to help with my motivation because I wasn't very motivated. Hello, Leanne. How are you? Oh, I didn't know you were. I don't know. I never know when anyone's going live, so I just go whenever I can. I hope you have a good live. Thank you for stopping by. I also go live because there's never anyone to talk to. I get kind of lonely when there's no one to talk to. Good enough. So far, I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags worth. I'll probably cut a bunch just so. I'm making bags. So, I actually, I've had a few people contact me about the bags that I made last year for the odds and augment. And luckily, right before Joann's closed, I was able to get just a little bit of that fabric I used. So I've been working on a few more of them. These will be extremely limited, and once they're gone, it's officially gone because I can't get any more. So I have some of those made up. However, I'm trying. The problem is when I purchased the fabric, I just purchased it, right? Like whatever was left. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to get it. And when I got it home, and when I started to make them the other day, I realized that the printer, whoever printed the fabric, did a kind of a shoddy job. And it wasn't what I would like to give to customers, but at the same time, I don't want to waste all this fabric. But I also, yeah. I'm glad you like yours. And you know, and maybe it's just me that would really notice, because half of the design, half of the gingham goes nice and straight, and then the other half starts to veer off. And I'm trying to line it up as nicely and neatly as possible. But, and you know, most people may not be able to notice, but I mean, if you can see how it kind of tilts. It kind of tilts to one side. Same with this one. It sort of tilts to one side. It's not straight up and down. But they're all, and I don't really want to put them at like insanely low price, because there's nothing wrong with them other than how the manufacturer printed it. They're perfectly fine other than how they were printed. Like, I didn't make any mistakes to it. I didn't make any oopsies. So I don't know what to do. My perfectionism is like kind of kicking in, and I'm getting like, I don't know. I always worried like if I sell them that somebody's going to have something negative and nasty to say. So I don't know what to do. So if you have any suggestions, like I tend to, and then I was thinking of just selling them at the same price as I did last year, which was $40 plus shipping. Because normally I would be selling them for more because of all the extra work that goes into them, but I know that's what I keep telling myself, but at the same time, I don't want to, I don't know what to do. And I don't want people to think that they're getting a bad bag, because they're not getting a bad bag. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the fabric. I mean, the fabric is fine. It's not like it's got giant holes in it, but there's always going to be little mistakes or hiccups in the printing of the fabric. Like if something gets a little pulled more, if there's more tension in one area, and it's going to feed quicker through their printer, and it's going to print funny, or it's going to print a little crooked or diagonal or whatever. So I understand. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with the fabric. It looks fine. I don't know. I just hate if somebody has as keen an eye as I do, and they're like, oh, you have horrible stuff. I don't know. I'm probably being a little too hard on myself, but I'm kind of not sure what to do, because I've had people contact me. It's handmade. But I don't know. And, you can even notice things like in the printing of the design itself. Obviously, like, I mean, yes, there should be quality control, but there's only so much you can control about a printer, I guess. So, I don't know. And like with anyone who has a handmade business this year, I think it's been rough. And it's also been rough because I opened my own website. I don't know if you know that. I opened my own website, and that's been rough. Just, I'm like, okay, let's just keep it afloat as long as you can. I would like to at least make it a year with my own website, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it for a full year or not. But I also really don't want to go back to Etsy, because Etsy takes a lot from its handmade makers, like, so they're kind of greedy in that sense. So I'm not sure what to do. So, and this is me just thinking out loud, guys. I'm not here to be like, oh, I'm such a complainer. This is how I think things through as I talk them out in my head. My website is sarahannCreations.com. And I think I actually have it in the description too. I think there's a link. I don't know if it links it or not, but I put it in there. So let me bring it back to, so about the Oz and Og bags. But then I came up with another idea for another bag that I could sell for Oz and Og. And my thoughts was My thought process was the poppy field right before they come to Emerald City, right? So I actually found poppy fabric. So this is one of the things I'm cutting up now. I found some poppy fabric. Here's the poppies. And this will just be a plain bag. I'm not going to stitch anything on it because I don't want to take anything from the poppies. So the poppies, and then I found this pretty green that'll be the liner, and this is supposed to represent the Emerald City. So they go to the poppies and fall asleep before coming to the Emerald City. So that was my thought process on that one, and it goes really pretty together. You can see it. Oops, there we go. So that's my thought process on that one. So when I saw those, I was like, I gotta get it. And I think when I list it, I'm gonna just list it as like poppies, or something like that. So that's one of the things I want to work on today, is maybe getting a couple of those made. And I also did repurchase some of my lemon fabric that I was out of. So this is my lemon fabric. Oh, hold on. I purchased some more of my lemon fabric that I was out of. So I picked this up, and I need to make some more of those. And I also have a ton of like scraps and leftovers from bags and things, and I'm trying to like brainstorm ideas of what to do with it. Some of them I've thought about like making like little key ring, like kind of like keychains sort of, so you can like attach it to your bag so it's like a coordinating little bag pull or something. I don't know. I'm trying to brainstorm things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Get more. Oopsies. Ten. 11. Okay, sounds good. Bye. Have a good live. Thank you for coming. There's about 12 bags worth of that there. Now here, I need to trim those too. Okay, that's weird. see what I'm doing instead of staring at me. Okay. So measure about how big this is. These are about 2, 4, 6 1/4. This one's 6 1/4. So I'll do a little less than 6 1/4. Okay. Those ones are cut for those. And I also need to cut it for the red one. Gotta find it though. Regular. Regular. Where'd my short red ones go? I don't know where I put them. Uh-oh. Are they hiding in there somewhere? Okay. Wait. That's not it. Oh, I love when I misplace things. It's 3 bags. 4 bags. I guess it's that one. These are the smaller ones? Yep, those are the smaller ones. Way to go. Okay. Now I gotta figure out what this one is. So it's about 2, 4, 6, 8 1/4. That'll be big enough. Well, I might want to make it exactly. Sorry if you can hear my squeaky shoes. I don't know why they're so squeaky and loud. So here, I'll just do let's do 8 1/4 on these ones. And 1/4. Okay. Now I can go ahead and press these. Well, I gotta cut some more. Hold on. I have to cut these pieces down. Try and do it so you guys can see what I'm doing. So these are what I put on the back of my fabric. And I just fold it in half so I don't have to do one side at a time. Oh, don't move. And one full sheet of this works for a whole bag for me, so. I do have to say that I feel like the cutting out process and everything is like the most time consuming and boring part of it. Just because you have to get it all trimmed down and you have like 4 more to go. Now I have a whole bunch of them done. A whole bunch of scraps too. And these are for this. I just collect my scraps. Okay, here's my scraps. I try and keep them all together so that if there's some small project I can use them on, I can use them. So I'm going to go ahead and do these ones. Use one specifically cut for those. Oh, they could have been longer, whatever. That's fine. Bit. And trim this one down a little bit. Where did I put my other one? I swear, I lose everything that I'm using. Did it fall? I don't see it. There it is. Okay. There. Okay. Those ones are done. Don't want to put it on top of that because it might melt it. Now, time to put these on. This one's a little long too. Okay, those ones are done. Oh, I'll turn you so you can see me press. How about I put you up here? And then you guys can see the press. Sorry, the sunlight's coming in from that window, so it might be a little bright there. Sorry. Okay. Now, I had that whole stack. Okay. I need to work on my organization down here. Okay, these do not need backings, just the fronts do. So this is a TRANSPRO Plus. Yes, by Pro World, if you're interested. A little more. Okay, guys. So this last one, and then I can start getting my machine running. Right, so these are done. Now I'm just going to cut them down. A couple of the pieces need to be cut down because they're for a different kind of bag. These will be for a different kind of bag. Okay. Now, I can start on, this is 9-inch ones, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, these ones are regular. These are pre-cut pieces. Regular. Trying to think how I can set you guys up. There's really no other way to set you guys up. Let me move this. Pardon the floor shot for a second. I'm gonna move you right here. Try to slide this in right here. It's probably the best I'm gonna get it for you guys to see the machine, since I can't hook up my phone to it. It's the best it's gonna get. I have my phone all ready to go, and it's not gonna work. So. Okay. This up. Right now. Okay. Now, this is as good as this is gonna get. So. I'm gonna find my basic one. Okay. So for this one, I think I'm actually gonna do it with black. So change all the colors. Okay. Now, put this on. And we let that go. There we go. I didn't know I could zoom in. for this bag, I'm just going to use a black zipper because I don't have any other zippers and the white would be a little bit too much of a contrast to it. So I'm just going to stick with black. And right now I'm just putting my zipper, I'm attaching my zipper to my stabilizer with some masking tape. And I will just stitch that. Can you guys actually see it zoomed in like I can? Oh, you can't see it like I can. Never mind. That's pointless. Okay. Now I'm actually going to send this back 2 steps so that I can have another one going. I'm going to work on that while I work on this. So I'm prepping my last one, the one that's on my table, for going back onto the machine with fabric on it. Okay. Just have to make sure I have a nice flat edge. Okay. And I'm putting the front fabric on. Okay. This will come off. I'll put a zipper on that, but I will skip that for right this second and go to the tack down of this one. Whoops. Okay, hold tight. There we go. Put the zipper on this one. Go back 2 steps. While I'm not stitching that, then I can press this. My heat press isn't heated up yet, so I can work on this and trim out the zipper section. And then attach my fabric and stitch that down. Okay. Attaching my fabric. This will be fine. And attaching the front panel of fabric. This is ready to be stitched down. Just give it a little tug, make sure everything is lying flat. Okay. Okay, now I can press both of them. Just do one at a time. Okay. Now it's all warmed up. And I like to just press it down so that it stitches nicer and smoother when I go to stitch it. I usually put some tape on it just to make sure it's smooth. Then, oh, I gotta do the back of it too. Hold on. Because there's no stitching that I have to do on the back, I can go ahead and do all the tack downs at once instead of waiting for stitching to happen. Okay, that one's ready. Now this one. Okay. Back of this. This one. Okay. Pull that down. And I pull it tight. And slide it across here. Pull this down tight. And press. And I just tape it down, flip it over, tape the back. There you go. So now both of these can be stitched down. This next one does the same thing. So those are both ready to have the next part done, which is me opening up the zipper and attaching my tag. 2 tags. I try to attach a tag to all of my bags. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. And I attach them in the same position every single time so that all my bags are pretty uniform. Okay. Then I add the front. Which I flip that face down. And then I stitch again. That's going to go around 4 times, and while that's going, I'll work on the next one. And I'll send my machine back that step so it can do it on this one. Okay, that'll go around 4 times, and while that's going, I will be working on the next one. So the last step for this is just to tack on the back. And that I kind of hold the whole time it's going because it's been known to screw up. And then when it reaches the end, I have to stop it to be able to put it back one step. Or it will start all the way back at the beginning again. Okay, so the back looks good. Now, this one, I gotta prep this back too. Okay, now I just see the tape came off. This is what happens. Okay, so I add a new back to it, and then I will tape it down. Tape the top. Okay. And I'll add it back in. And repeat that step again for this one. Okay, see, now it goes back to the beginning. Okay, so these are complete. All I have to do is trim up the back some and then take them off their hoop, or take them out of their hoop. Let's see if you guys can see what I'm doing. I have a light right above my head, so kind of gives a shadow to everything. Then I just undo my hoop. Come on. Dang it. pop it out. Put my hoop to the side because I do plan on doing more. Not necessarily more of this specific bag, but I do plan on maybe doing a couple see-through ones. So I'm going to put this to the side so I can cut it in a second. Then I unhoop this one. Put that to the side. Okay. Then I will trim up the bag with my rotary cutter. Trim up these threads. Okay. My blade is pretty dull. It's been a while since I changed it out, so. Okay. There's one bag, and it's not completely cut out yet. I have to finish. Yeah, it's getting bad. Really need to put a new one in, but I don't want to ruin a new one quite yet. Okay. Then I take my hefty scissors and I trim on an angle right here, not going too far because I don't want to cut the actual fabric or the stitching on the other side. Then I flip it over and I look to see how much closer I can get. Okay, that's good. That one's good. Okay, then I bend back the fabric that I need, the backing fabric, and then I trim it. I trim the rest of it. To clean the rest of the stuff up. Do the same thing with this one. Pull these back. Trim that up. Okay. I have to cut and round the corners. I'll just do that over my trash. Okay. One. And the next one. Now, these are ready to turn inside out and start doing all the finishing touches on them. But I'm going to go ahead and get some see-through bags going. If you don't know what a see-through bag is, it has a see-through front panel. So, let's see if I have one nearby. So, for example, this one here, instead of being a solid front, for example, this one has a solid front. It's all fabric, right? For see-through, it actually has this piece of vinyl here that you can see through it. So you can see what's inside your bag. And that's what that one is for. Put this one away. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of them for this specific one. Okay. Now, with the see-through bags, I do not use cutaway. I use tear away stabilizer. I'm going to get that out. Go. And just make sure it's nice and snug by pulling the edges. Tighten it down. Okay. This around the edge. Okay. Tighten that down. Okay. Now I have to find the different stitching one. Whoops, sorry, hit the light. Nope. 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 That's it. Okay. Now I will do that with black. So I'm going to change all this to black. Okay. Now it will begin its stitching. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and watch that. I'm just going to start flipping my other ones inside out. I always have to remember to take the tape out because I tend to forget to take the tape out that's holding my label during the sewing process, and then I go and press it on my press and it melts to my fabric, so that's not fun. Now I'm going to take the, where did I put my zippers? Hold on. I'm going to take a couple zippers, black ones again. I try to keep my zippers only to black or white zippers because it can become like super costly to have like every color under the rainbow. So I'm just going to add my zipper to this bag. Going to turn this, and then I'm going to add my vinyl to this. So once it's done adding the zipper, I will add my vinyl. So here's my clear piece of vinyl, if you can see it in the light. Then I add this. I try and add it nice and snug against the zipper. There we go. Oh, let me trim it a little. I usually make them nice and even, but sometimes they're just not exactly the way I want them to be. So then I really press down, try and get it as smooth and straight a cut as possible. That's better. And then I just tape them down, or tape it down with little pieces here and there. Okay. Now it's nice and tight against the zipper coil. I put it in and I start the stitching again. Now I am going to trim that down, the vinyl, because you don't need all that. Because I cut it a bit larger than what I need, so that it's an easy trim when it's trim time. Okay. Okay, that's trimmed. Now I need to add my fabric, my front fabric, which is going to be the green, the accent fabric. So I'm going to add that down. Use the tape I just took off. Okay. Do it on the back as well. Trim up any stray threads while I'm at it. Okay. Then I'm going to add the next piece of green. Take that down as well. Now we can take that and stitch that down. I think I'm only going to do one of these at a time, so I don't get myself too confused on what needs to go where. Okay, that's attached. Now I usually heat it so that it stays down. So I'll press it, but I press it usually with a fabric over it so that I don't accidentally melt the vinyl, because heat directly on that vinyl will warp it and ruin it. And just take off all that tape, because now I don't need it. Take the tape off the back. So that's done. Scoot it. And then I take another fabric to put over it so I don't ruin the plastic or the vinyl. Okay. Now I will tape my fabric down at the bottom so that it's held while it stitches again. It's going to stitch some more. It's all folded on itself. Okay. So now it's down like that. And then it'll stitch in a U shape around. Now it's going to be time to put the back on, which this will be, trying to think, this will be the one that shows through the pouch. So I need to make sure it looks nice. And I also have to open my zipper. Wait, let me see. Yeah, I have to open my zipper and add my thing at the same time, my tag. Okay. Add my tag. Now with this one, I don't have to measure because I know exactly where it goes because I line it up with this fabric. Just like that. And I tape it down and I add my other fabric on top. Okay. Looks just like that. Then I'm going to add this in. I'm going to get it to where it needs to be. Guess I didn't need to go that low. Oh well. Oh, this makes me nervous when I see your finger. Yeah, I mean, there's been times when my fingers are under there and I feel I hit the bar under here and it scares the crap out of me because I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to get nailed by it. But knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet. It drops under there. guess I'll prep this one with the next tearaway. I'm just prepping my other hoop with tearaway so I can make one more of these bags. Because we're almost done with this bag. So I take this off and I will attach the green to the back. Or no, I will actually attach another red. Because that's how I make them. I attach the nice fabric to it. So I'm going to do another poppy fabric. I'm just trimming up some of this extra threads that are back here. Most of these won't be seen, but sometimes they go over the stitching and then you can see them when you're done with the bag. So just trying to clean them up as best I can. Okay. Then I will add another one of these to the back. Okay. I just tape that down too. Wish there was an easier way than using tape for everything, but that's how it goes. Okay, then I put it back into the machine and stitch this last time. I like my magnetic hoops better, but they don't fit my bags in them. So I can't. So I have this one. What am I knocking over? Oh, some other one fell over. My other ones fell over on the other side. So this one does not want to come off. Hold on. There we go. So this one won't fit any of my bags, and this is the largest I can use. So it's kind of a bummer because it would be quicker to just click them together, like hoop everything up, but it won't work. So I also have these magnets on the side of my table that don't hold. They're not very good. They're not strong enough to hold my hoops on the side of them. Okay. Now here I'm going to make a whole nother one, so it's going to work on that while I unhoop this one. So I'll go ahead and unhoop the one I just finished. On this, I can start tearing off my tearaway. Like this. Oops. And I tear off the tearaway first and then cut everything away, because then it's too hard to get to the tearaway after it's been trimmed down. So. Okay, now I'll add my zipper for this one. I just zip it and make sure that it works well. And I get my zippers from Zip It on Etsy. She's amazing. I love her zippers. And they're great quality. I haven't had a bad one yet, knock on wood. They're great. So I actually really like her zippers. They just work really well. Okay, now while that's still stitching, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out. Then I'm just doing the same thing with the trimming it at an angle. Okay. Okay. Find my two back pieces, which in this case are the poppy and green. And then I will trim that down. Okay. Then I have to just go and trim the edges. This one's done. Now I add my vinyl to the front. Make sure it butts up to it properly. I gotta trim it a little. It's got a little piece of vinyl that shouldn't be poking out. Just lining it up, trimming this off. Okay. And then I will line it up on my zipper. Line it up at the zipper. Perfect. Take my little tapes. I'm trying to reuse these ones. Okay, then this will go back in and stitch to it. Remember, take the tape out. Work on that some more. Gotta trim the edges off this. Forgot. Now, to trim the vinyl down. Oops, pulled off. Don't need that pulled off. Okay. Okay. Trim my vinyl down. Oops. I really have to empty my trash. The trash is very full. Okay. That's done. Now I add my green. I place that down. Use tape. Okay, do the back. Okay, then put that back in here. Now I'm going to go press it or at my heat press or my mini iron. And I'll be back. Okay, that's done. Now I tape it down. Tape it down. Flip this over and tape down the other one. Make sure that one's pressed really well too. Okay. Then I tape all of these edges down and corners. Because sometimes the corners get stuck under things. Okay. Now I can sew that down. Then we'll move on to the front. So the front, I will open up my zipper. I will add my tag. And then I will add the front of the bag, or the inner side of the bag, inner panel, the one you'll see when you look through it. Okay, that. There we go. trim this other one. All cleaned up, and I will go ahead and start flipping it. And these ones are a little bit harder to flip because they have so much interfacing, and it's got a thick vinyl on it, so they're a little bit more difficult to flip. A bit more effort. To really get them turned right side out. Okay. Oh, this is going to be such a pretty bag. Okay. Anyway, now this one, all we have to do is add the back. So I first trim up everything I can, because I don't want much showing if I can help it. Okay. And some little bits over here. All right. Now I can add my green. Or, nope, I'm not doing green. I keep forgetting. I'm doing the red. Okay. Good thing I remember before I get myself in too deep and then I'm like, oh no, I did it wrong. Okay. So that's good. Now I'm just going to tape all of it down. Okay. And add one to the center. Then I can add it to here. Right. And now it's all done. So now I just take this off and I trim up any other things, make sure the back looks like it was sewn properly. because sometimes it doesn't. Oh, see, tape came off. And then you can take it out of the hoop and turn it inside out. Unhoop it. I think that's all I'm going to do for the bags for now. So I got 2 of each done, which is usually my goal, is to get 2 of each type of bag done. Or have 2 of each available. Now I need to tear off the tearaway. Just make it all the way around the outside. Oh, that doesn't want to come out right. Okay. Now I trim with my rotary cutter, which I just put away. And then I will take you over with me while I turn them and finish them off. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to trim the corners on this. Oh, I have to do the diagonal cut. There's a lot more steps than you would think there are in making a bag. Now I need to trim, keep the back ones fine, lay these other ones down, and trim those. Okay, now I trim the corners. Okay, those are done. Now I can take you guys over with me. Let me clean up some of this stuff. Oh, I might leave this in here because that's usually where I do that at. I try to straighten up as much as I can. You guys probably look at my area and go, you're not that clean. But it's pretty clean. Okay. Now, let me straighten up here, get myself plugged back in. Sorry, guys. Okay. Get my charger out of the way. There we go. Now you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right. So that one's turned inside out. I'm going to turn this one inside out. Like I said, these are harder to turn inside out because you still have stabilizer attached to it. And you have vinyl and you have interfacing on every single layer. So it's much more of a sturdier bag to get flipped inside out. 2 hours. All right, we've been on for 2 hours. So after I finish up these bags, I'll probably call it a day on the live. Okay. And it's just hard to get into these corners. I like to see thread so that I know that I've really pushed the corners all the way out. They're nice and rounded and smooth. Okay. Here we go. Another one. Okay. So these ones are going to require a little more effort because we have to tear off this. So I try to gently go into here. I don't want to poke through the vinyl. So sometimes I use a seam ripper. And I'm pretty sure the one I don't want to touch is this one. But I will double check that. Yeah, the one I don't want to touch is that one. So I'm going to pull this away as best I can. Pull this away as best I can. Okay. Okay. Pull this out. All right. So that I know is the one I can get rid of. I usually use my teeny tiny scissors that look like cuticle scissors to get into here. I use all kinds of things. I think I will trim up through this, and that'll let me work it all the way across. There we go. And then just trim this out. I don't make these bags very often. I'm more used to the other bags that I make. The complete fabric ones, not vinyl. So it usually takes me a minute to remember how I did it before. So, okay. And then I just open up this part and I start peeling that away too. Gotta snip that. These are a bit more time consuming because you have to gonna snip away some threads, and you just don't want to take the wrong thread, because I've done that and then that was a useless bag. Then I gotta take out my tape from the inside. Okay, then that's ready. I just have to glue that one. So we're gonna do this one again, or another one. We're gonna go all the way up through that. Okay, we're gonna go through this. We're gonna go through this. And then tear this away. Trim this up. Tear this away. And trim up this thread. All right. Now, do this part. Thank you. And I decided to go with the black zipper because I don't have a ton of colors on hand. I try to keep everything either black or white for the zipper choice, just because if I kept every single zipper color that the lady that I get my zippers from, I think I would be broke, because she has a lot of different options, and I don't have that much money for all of that. Okay, now I gotta clear this out. I think you're the only one joining me today, other than Leanne stopping by and saying hi. Thanks for keeping me company. Oh, no one's going to see that. I try to get really detailed, like, oh, I got to take that all the way off. No. Okay, so now that that's done, now I have to glue them. So for these ones, I can't put them in my heat press because they will melt my vinyl. So I have to heat press these by hand with my little mini iron, which is fine. I just put a little, I was going to say pin. It's not a pin. Put a little sewing clip. That's what they're called, clips. Oh boy. And then I will do that on this one too. Bend that in. Bend this in. And then I'll put a clip on this one. And then those I will press by hand with my little mini iron. And these ones can go into my heat press. And luckily it hasn't turned off yet. Sometimes it turns off if I haven't messed with it for a little while. And so I will clip this like that. And then I will take this, put this like that. Clip that. Now I'm going to go press these, and I will be, and I'll be right back. I'm just going back over to my heat press, which is right behind you guys. And I just lay it on my heat press, remove my clip, and press it down. The beeper's working now. It wasn't earlier. Okay, press the next one. Okay, and put my clip back on. So I have both of those pressed. Now the other ones I just pressed with my mini heat press over here. You can't see. I don't think you can see it. Go away. Little pop-up thing. Okay. So then I take this, and I'll take this, and I try to avoid the vinyl as much as I can. Okay, take the clip off, and I can go all the way across. I flip it over and press this. Okay, that's done. And then this one, do the same thing. Take the clip off. Okay, put the clip back on. I'm using you. Why are you trying to turn off? I will press these edges. Okay, and let me press these other edges because I didn't before. Okay, now I can glue all of them. So I'll take my glue, and I use this Fabri-Tac glue. You can sew it. You can, I guess there's like a fabric tape that's kind of like this stuff, but in a tape form. I've never used any of that. I just use Fabri-Tac. Because you don't need a lot. So then I just glue it together and clip them. I just clip them together. And when I clip them, I will start a timer for like 5 minutes and let this just squeeze it together for 5 minutes. Okay. Then I will start a timer for 5 minutes. If I can find my phone. Timer, 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes started. By the time I glue all of these, it'll probably be time to take apart or take off the clips of the first one. So. Okay, that one's glued. So I'll put them in order as to how I finish them so that I know the one closest to me is the one I can take off first. Okay, now this is a bigger opening. Oh no. I'm gonna have to clean that off. I usually just take a baby wipe and clean off what is attached there. And it usually does a pretty good job of cleaning that up. I don't like when it squeezes out, so I kind of pull it away a bit and then put it back together. Oops. Okay. Okay. Pull it apart a bit. And then just make sure it all comes together without. Now, if a little bit squeezes out, that's okay. I'll just wipe it up with the baby wipe. Okay. Okay. There's the next one. Put that behind the other ones. See, we only have a minute left, so I have a minute left to glue this one. Okay. my timer. There we go. And that's what that means that they're ready to come apart, or for me to take the clips off. We don't want them to come apart. Gotta finish gluing of this. Okay. Okay. Keep clipping. This one's a wider closure, so or wider opening, so I need to use more clips for it. Okay, so that one's closed. Now I can go back to the first bag and unclip that. Let me clean off my glue because I don't need that anymore. I can put that away. I can remove this. I'll just do one at a time where I flip it. Okay, I open the zipper all the way. And then I flip it inside out. Piece of string. Lovely. Okay, that. Then I just fold it and press it as good as I can with like my fingers and the bone folder. So I will press it with my heat press in a second. Just get it nice and even. How pretty. That is so pretty. Okay. Let's do the next one. Open this all the way. And then I'll probably go press these, and then I'll come back and do the next ones. The next two, the ones that are see-through. Okay, press that down. Okay. I will go press these ones first, and then I will be right back. Nice. Pretty. Okay. So now I have both of these done. And I may press them real fast. Just a couple of places on the back. Okay. So those ones are done. Now I can unclip these ones. Okay. Two. Okay. I'm gonna wipe that. Make sure that's good and clean. Okay. Right. Now flip this, which is gonna be hard too because it's vinyl. It's gonna get a little crinkled and warped, but once I get it turned, I can smooth it back out a bit. Hopefully. It's being temperamental. Seriously? There we go. Yep. Sometimes they're a little hard to turn right side out. Okay. Now it's going to look a little crinkled. So I'm going to press this out. And then I'm going to press it with my little mini heat press over here. Or little mini iron. Whatever you want to call it. Press this bottom part. And then here we go. All right, that one's done. Now do this one. Okay. Open that all the way. Flip one side. Flip the other side. And press the corners out. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. It would help if you could see. Okay. Just make sure. then I will press this one too. Okay. And press the front. Okay. Now, those are done. I just need to add the finishing touches, which is a little pull on them. And just iron them out, make them a little more usable. Okay. Right, now I just add on these zipper pulls to all 4 of these bags. Why are they not lighting up right? Okay, next. It does look really good, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks nice. And I doubt anyone will understand that it's supposed to be Emerald City. So, it's supposed to signify the Emerald City. So, and I take the ends and tuck them in here. Oops. There we go. And then this one. One last one. Okay, now I just trim them up and then heat seal them so they don't come apart or unravel. Right. So, in the last 2 hours and 50 minutes, we've made 4 bags. So if you weren't here at the beginning of the live, this is a poppy fabric that I found that I thought would go great with the Diamond Painting Oz in Og event. So these are obviously the poppies that Dorothy and her gang run into right before the Emerald City. So the poppies, and then on the inside is green to symbolize the Emerald City. So the poppies, and then they reach the Emerald City. So that was my thought process for this specific bag. So poppies with a nice, beautiful green inside. So these are just the basic bags. And then I also have a couple see-through bags of the Emerald City. Whoops, a little bit of buzz. The Emerald City with the poppies. And once again, it's see-through, so it's got a clear vinyl on the front so that you can see what's in the bag. These are great project bags. They're great everyday bags. They're good for makeup or pens, pencils, you name it. So those are the 2 types of bags that I made for today. So there's the poppy bag, the basic poppy bag, and the see-through poppy bag. So I think that's going to do it for today's live. I appreciate you all spending time with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Bye, guys.